Hey people, welcome to the Warrior Shrine. Jesus Christ, this is episode 5. We just established this, and I'm not 100% sure. I believe this is what we came to the conclusion of, episode 5. This is the PrEVO preview episode. As long as I get it up in time. That's the other part of this. We're recording this Thursday night at... No, fuck that. It's 2 minutes until Friday right now. So...
It counts. I don't see why that wouldn't count.
We're gonna...
It's 2 minutes to midnight, bro.
We're gonna get this... I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Evo, it's a thing. It's happening. It's happening almost later today. It's gonna be amazing. Temp, what is good at Evo this year?
We got 1,162 entrants for Mortal Kombat X.
That's a number. And
you
said
it's
we're fourth. That's fourth. Right?
Yeah, we are number 4.
That's pretty good. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of viewership, I'd probably say it's going to be the second biggest game. Maybe third. It's hard to say. I don't really know how Ultra Street Fighter 4 does in terms of viewership. Marvel always does beautifully when it comes to viewer count. But it only got 800 entrants, give or take, so... I don't know. Marvel's kind of sinking right now. And, I mean, I'll go into that later, but... I don't really know how Smash does with viewership either. I personally do not watch Smash. I don't understand. I love playing it. Like, I played Smash for, God, I must have played it for a decade. But I never, unlike like Mortal Kombat or Marvel, I never learned it at a high level. And even with Marvel, the only game I've ever really been high level at, or I'll throw Street Fighter 4 in there. Street Fighter 4 and Mortal Kombat are the only games I've really learned at an extensively high level. And maybe to a much, much smaller extent, Killer Instinct. So that determines what I watch. I personally do not watch a lot of Smash Brothers. I don't know the heavyweights in that community. When there's an upset, I wouldn't know the difference, you know. So,
Tim, I just want to call you out real quick for saying that you're not very good at KI. You and I both are KI gods.
No, we're pretty good, but I'm trying to keep it modest here, man.
Nope. We are the best KI players.
Trying to make the people feel good.
We're never gonna play it ever again.
No, never. We're done. So, our legacy's in stone at this point.
No one can ever, say that we're wrong because no one's seen it, but we're the best.
No one will ever jump roundhouse like I did with Glacius, ever.
And no one will do all the annoying shit
you fucking know
I do with Conrad.
You flytrap forming son of a bitch.
Oh man, you think my NJPs are bad with Takeda? God damn, man, you have no idea. And no one will ever know. But it's Warrior Shrine canon. It's Netherkast canon. We're the best KI players in the world. With that being said, I'm gonna watch KI. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, well I'm hoping my buddy Chris back in McAllen, or Thrash Heavy I think is the tag he goes under. He kind of switches between Tattoo Chris, or honestly I don't think he's been Tattoo Chris for a while. But yeah, I'm rooting for him. And Betty as well. Betty's gonna be playing Mortal Kombat, so I'm really looking forward to, really hoping they do well. I'm really excited for both those guys. But I don't know, like I was at EVO 2012 and I'll never forget how fucking bored I was at like just the Street Fighter top 8. I was just falling asleep. And then every once in a while Infiltration would do like this clutch ass Raging Demon and then I'd snap out of it and then I'd slowly drift back, and like all of K-Brad's matches are a blur, but I mean, it's not their fault. It's not even the game's fault. I think I've had my fill of Street Fighter 4. That was the first competitive game I played. That's the first competitive game I watched. I'm ready to move on, to be honest with you.
Blasphemy.
Indeed.
That game is an institution. How dare you? It's Capcom.
It's the greatest. I love my option selects. No, I really do like Street Fighter 4, honestly, and we're going to talk a lot about that because one of the things I wanted to talk about today was...
Are we?
Oh, yes, no.
Okay.
There was a gigantic debate. I don't know if it's still continuing, but there was a big debate on TYM regarding patching. And Ultra David jumped on. You guys all know I I love Ultra Chan. I'm a
Right.
big fan.
I want to say that I don't hate Ultra David.
No, we love Ultra David.
I said something in a previous episode about not liking Ultra David. I think.
Well,
I think this is right.
I think it's his style of commentary compared to the more
Yeah.
colorful NRS regulars, and
Right, like and that's what I meant. I have nothing against Ultra David as a human being or anything that he does or is about or any of that good shit. He can eat whatever he wants. That's cool. I just,
what does that mean?
It's very important.
No, I agree it is, but I don't even agree with the previous statement.
I mean,
I love Ultra David. I love his commentary because that's what I started with was Ultra David on Wednesday Night Fights, and hell, was it 2010? Like that was like the best day of the week for more than a year until there was a fighting tournament every other day in like every region, and then it lost its.
It's true.
I got desensitized at some point, but
we can talk about Wednesday Night Fights if you want to. Speaking of Wednesday Night Fights, Eris, I like his commentary. He's another guy that was he was often at Wednesday Night Fights, and he eats things. He ate the, little hot dog Pizza Hut pizza, so I approve of him and of what he eats.
I can't say I agree with that.
Have you had
the
that
hot
thing?
dog pizza. I gotta draw a line somewhere.
Have you tried it though?
I won't.
See, nah, you're just shutting shit out. You don't even know.
I don't
it
need
could
to
be
try
amazing.
It. Like the concept, the platonic form in Plato's horde of the hot dog pizza is not acceptable to me.
I think you're missing out on a potentially good thing. I don't know. I haven't had it, but I'm not as close-minded as some people on this podcast, apparently.
I've had hot dogs. I've had pizza. I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to have them both at the same time. Damn, what if you had like a hot dog and the bun was like a pizza? That's kind of the same thing, but
I think the pizza part would be good. I think the hot dog part would be a hot dog.
Are you not into hot dogs?
They're okay. I mean, it's food. It's warm.
Oh, so you're not into hot dogs. Okay, I see.
It's like if you deck it out like with the sauerkraut and the cheese, I'm like, okay, this is tight. I can do this. If you grill it right, where it's got like the black burn marks on it, I'm like, okay, this is cool. But
what do you eat when you go to a baseball game? What are you doing?
I get a beer, dude.
Okay, well, all right, that's fine too.
I'm not gonna pay $7 for a hot dog, man. I can't do that. That's
all right. That's fine. I'm not trying to put you on blast here for not liking hot dogs, but god damn it, you un-American son of a bitch!
You're not gonna convert me to your cult of hot dogs. It's not gonna work, dude.
What about brats?
Yeah, I'm down. Brats are okay.
Okay, all right. Nice. What about like a nice mini sausage?
No, fuck no. Like the Vienna sausages, no.
No, not that shit. Not that canned weird shit. Like just the smaller version, like a small sausage, like a sausage.
Isn't that like asking me would I like a really small pizza? Because if I like pizza, then by extension, I mean, yeah.
I don't know what you like anymore. I don't understand.
No, I like everything. There's not a lot of things I don't like. There's things I don't prefer, but the only thing I really don't like is black licorice or red licorice. I don't like Twizzlers.
Yeah, I don't like Twizzlers either. That's fine, but apparently you don't like hot dog pizza, so...
Tastes straight up like a candle to me.
I love candles.
But anyway, we got a little off topic. There was a gigantic debate about patching
yeah.
on between Viscant, Ultra David. Ultra David really chimed in. Most of it was Viscant and Slips. That was sort of like the nucleus of it. Now, granted, a lot of people jumped in, a lot of people contributed. But I think what bears highlighting is Slips and Viscant and their responses between each other. I'm not really going to pick a side here.
That's no fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, I like both of these guys a lot. I love Viscant. Some of my favorite episodes of Wake Up Shoryuken was just hearing Viscant talk about balance in Marvel 3 and going into Ultimate Marvel 3. Like, he is one of the smartest players in the FGC period. But Slips, I mean, he's another, veteran of the community. And he's put up with the bullshit for years. He knows what bad balance looks like. He knows what it's like to play a game and your main character is horrible, and what it's like to have to fight that battle till you just don't feel like it's worth it anymore. They've both kind of been through the gauntlet of what the FGC has to offer. So it was pretty interesting reading what both of them had to say. So I'm not going to necessarily disagree with their theses. I will disagree with individual points each of them made. One thing Viscant kind of harped on was that we never understand balance in the first year of a fighting game. It doesn't happen. And one problem I have with that argument, I don't think he's wrong about that, first of all. I think that is true. But it's right or wrong, I feel like that's a crippling mentality. Like, if a game comes out and I can't have valid opinions for the first year, oh, what, I mean, can you just play a game and assume that your first impressions of balance aren't correct? I just don't feel, I feel like that's crippling. Well, it's like if I can't assume that this character is this tier and that tier, then it's like, why even have an opinion on balance? Like, I see what he's saying. Let the game evolve. Let the game turn into something great. And the counter argument proposed to Slips was, well, what if we did that with Injustice? Injustice would have hit the ground at a million miles per hour. And Viscant said, well, Injustice should not have shipped that way. It should have never come out of the box in that condition. But I feel like with Viscant's stance, if you take that thesis to the fullest degree, there's no such thing as bad balancing for the first year the game is out. Because no judgment is going to have substance until we fully understand the game, but that takes years. So, I don't know. What do you think? When a game first comes out, at what point do you start messing with the properties of characters? At what point do you make changes?
I think it's... I don't know shit. But I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's subjective, and I think the developers should be allowed to do what they want to do. It's their fucking game. Like, whether or not that's good for the game in the long run or not, that's who fucking knows. But I mean, like the Injustice example, I mean, whether or not the game should have shipped that way is irrelevant once it comes out. So, do you just want to let it rock with, Superman all day? Not really. I don't want to play that. So, you know what? No, I have an opinion, and I think that patches are fine. Patches are good, and they keep the game fresh. They keep the game from getting stale. And yeah, NRS is doing it super frequently, and yeah, they're doing it right before tournaments, oddly. But I also don't want to see Tanya top 8s anymore. So, yeah, I would have to say that the lesser of the two evils is the frequent patching. I don't even know if that's what you asked me. That's what I said.
No, that pretty much covers it. And I don't know if I agree with that. I'm kind of with Ultra David on this. I think Viscant takes it a little too far, where you shouldn't touch a game for at least the first year. I think that's a little extreme. But Ultra David's idea of, I'm not against patches, I just want some transparency, I want better communication, I want a schedule, I agree with that. Less frequency as well. I was very much for having a patch after EVO. That's when I wanted the first patch. And then once that patch came out, that was going to be the patch. That's what we were going to rock out until maybe another year from now. That was my ideal stance. But and like I said, my biggest criticism with Viscant's stance is that if a game comes out and it actually is unbalanced, we can't do anything about it with his philosophy. Like with Injustice, if we had taken his philosophy and applied it to the fullest degree, we would have been stuck with probably a very shitty game. And in retrospect, most of our findings were correct. Superman was dumb. Black Adam was dumb. And Aquaman, oh my god, if Aquaman's gimmick had not been nerfed, holy shit, that would have been ridiculous. Thank God for that cooldown.
Yeah, but then Tom Brady would have done well, and that would have been great to see.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, I
just want that guy to win everything.
Tom Brady is always hyped to watch because I think he's one of the few players in the NetherRealm community who actually has a very distinct style of playing. He's one of the only players I could watch without knowing it's Tom Brady, and I could figure out it's him just by his spacing and how he plays and just the level of patience. I couldn't do that with any other player probably. Maybe with the exception of being maybe Sonic Fox, just because it's such a frenetic style of play. But I mean, here's one thing I will give Viscant. Viscant said, well, like patches, hate patches. Entrants are dropping. People are leaving this game. And I think he's half right on that. I think what's happening, it's not so much that people are running from the game because of the patches, but I think a lot of top players are walking away from the game because of patches. A lot of community leaders are walking away because of the patches. and that kind of has a waterfall effect. That's what I think's really going on. And honestly, Mortal Kombat was always flavor of the month anyway. I never thought our numbers were going to be sustainable. I knew that was going to change eventually. People were excited for something new, and Mortal Kombat sort of, now that it's out of the cellophane, it's kind of losing its gleam. I thought that was eventual. I never thought I was going to overtake Ultra Street Fighter 4. It would have been nice, but I never even thought that was in the cards. But I feel like one of the examples he used in regards to judging balance was Dudley from Street Fighter 4. Now, granted, he's not wrong. Dudley was often considered a low-tier character, and as Smug started doing big things with Dudley, people started reevaluating him. The problem I have with that analogy is you can't generalize low-tier characters. Dudley was not low-tier in the same way that Jade was low-tier. Dudley's worst matchup was not nearly as fucking bad as Jade's worst matchup. Another problem and once again, this is not wrong, I just feel like it's somewhat disanalogous. The other problem is Dudley was never shit. Like, Marn beat Daigo with Dudley back in, I think, 2011. Come on. I mean, really, fucking come on. How bad can that character be? And the answer may be very bad, God, I miss Marn. In Marvel, like, seeing him get top 8 in Marvel 2014 was just, he beat Chris G, too. Oh my god, but... Yeah, I really miss Marn's style of play. I know nothing about him personally. I know there's a lot of drama around Marn in the FGC. Or maybe there was, or maybe that was all, just bullshit. I don't know. But I really like watching Marn playing. He was one of my favorite players in the FGC for a long time. Like, that epic match between him and Combo Fiend. I'll never forget that, seeing that live. And then after that, Bionic Marn became a thing. God, it was great. But anyway, I digress. I just feel like comparing low tiers, some of the low tiers at MK9, MKX is hard to say, but in MK9 to Dudley, I just feel, I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think it's unfair. It's not like Crazy Bones was beating Rio with Jade. That wasn't a thing that happened. Marn was taking out some high-level players with Dudley. So that's one thing I wanted to comment on. Another thing I wanted to comment on was why Mortal Kombat 9 died right when MK10 came out. Viscant argued that a lot of that had to do with NetherRealm's approach to how they make games, how they patch games, I think. And, I'm going off memory here, so I may not completely have his points down, but he said that Marvel was as much a sequel to Street Fighter 4 as Injustice was to Mortal Kombat. And Street Fighter 4 lived on, why didn't Mortal Kombat 9? And Slips responded with, because we support NetherRealm, and this is their new game. Of course we're going to move on. We're going to put our resources, our time, our training into the new game. I think they're both wrong at this point. I think both of those points are incorrect. I think Mortal Kombat 9 died, and Injustice took it over, kind of usurped the throne, because MK9 was a bugged-up piece of shit. I love that game. I think it's amazing. But the top 5 are ridiculous. It has the input bug, has player 1 advantage, and it has random advantage. Who wants to play a game like that? We were dying for a game that worked. We were dying for a game that was fucking functional. That's why MK9 died when Injustice came out. It had nothing to do with this, because Injustice is a new thing in NetherRealm didn't approach the game properly, and they knocked away all their entrants with early patching. No, I honestly think that had nothing to do with that. I really think just MK was bugged up as hell. And then the next point follows, well, why did MKX kill Injustice? Well, the short answer is Injustice was already dying. I think Injustice was already on its last legs before MKX came out, so I don't think the patching had much to do with that. I think the game being boring to watch had a lot to do with that. I do too. And I don't know, we'll see, but like I said, I really like Viscant. I don't necessarily disagree with him. I think we've done way too much patching. I think some of the changes, most of them I think are okay. There's some that are dumb, like Shinnok went from 24 plus frames to 14 plus frames on his EX Soulspark. But why?
God,
why?
I fought
Oh, is the microphone? What's up?
No, I think we're good. Is that okay?
I hear a little bit of a static, but it's fine.
God
it's
damn.
gone.
All right, well, I was just going to say, I fought a Shinnok today. I fired up the game, played the game. That was good. But Shinnok, dude, I fought this fucking Bone Shaper Shinnok that was nuts. So shout out to that guy. I should remember gamer tags and shout people out. And then blow people up for being dickholes. That guy was really good, though. He beat me like, what was it? It was like 3... Oh, yeah, that guy. Okay, yeah, he beat me 3-0 with his Bone Shaper Shinnok. I took him right to the end on a couple of them, but no, he was really fucking good.
Well, that's because Bone Shaper is really good. People are calling it Broke Shaper.
I can see why, because, fuck, like, once he had me, you know, jailed for, like, guessing his 50-50s, it was, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, that's just how I felt. Then he switched to, it was Shaolin, that guy, Kung Jin.
Kung Jin.
And it was pretty similar. I didn't know that Shaolin was that good, but apparently Shaolin is a thing. But it just makes me, it's just like, everyone's like, oh my god, this is this, and this character is this tier, and this variation is this tier. I'm just like, there's shit in there, man. Like, it's really hard to classify these characters right now, I think. It still is. And especially whenever you're, like, making changes based on what all these people are saying and stuff. I don't know if you're basing your stuff off of accurate, you know, information. No, sometimes you are. Like, yeah, Tanya was easy to be really good, and all that shit that she did, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like I said before, I honestly didn't think she was broken. I think she probably did need to be fixed in the long run, but as I always said, the better solution would have been just to clump her in with Predator. Make her a temporarily banned DLC character. Because we needed more time. We simply needed more time to learn how to do it.
Is Predator banned?
Yes, he is very banned at EVO.
Okay.
Out of all the banned characters, he's by far the most banned. True story.
Are there more than one banned character?
Probably not, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Like I said, I hope Viscant sticks to the game. I hope he plays a character more interesting than Sonya. I can't stand watching Sonya. She's so fucking boring. Which is crazy, because he plays Blanca and DJ in Ultra Street Fighter 4.
DJ?
And I love watching those characters. Those characters are hype. I think they are, at least.
I had it on good authority. DJ was the worst character in that game.
I think he was for a while, and I think he probably still is. I couldn't tell you, but he struggles. I'll say that much. That character does not have an easy time with, I don't think, anything. If he has a winning matchup, I don't know what it is.
All right, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, just to go pro Viscant for a second here, I see his point. There were too many patches. There was not enough heads up, and we are losing. I mean, community leaders who did play our game are drifting away. Now, according to Slips, I mean,
well, like who?
Justin Wong, I think, is kind of.
He's a community leader?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like a NetherRealm community leader?
That dude is such a community leader that if he goes to a tournament, like if he travels to a tournament, he loses money because he can't stream from home and get the revenue. That's how much of a community leader he is.
Well, yeah, but I never really thought of him as a NetherRealm dude, though.
I would say, well, I mean, I'm thinking of the FGC in general.
Okay, well then, yeah, definitely, like overall FGC, definitely.
And, you know, Ultra David will often say things like, you know, there's no NetherRealm players, there's no Capcom players. There's just the FGC. I mean, I just think from a logical standpoint, you are what you play. If you primarily play Capcom, you're a Capcom player. That's not to say it's a, you know, a cultish thing or anything. It's just saying that you are what you adhere to. So I think to some extent there is a divide, but he can say there are no Capcom players, there are no NetherRealm players, but there's an undeniable prejudice in other communities against Mortal Kombat. Before the game came out, a lot of people wanted to see this game fail.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, I think it's hard to deny that. But I see what he's saying though. Like, because Ultra David doesn't just play Capcom games. You know, he likes Under Night quite a bit. He likes Splatoon, which maybe is a really good game. I don't know. I've never played it. I couldn't tell you.
I have it on questionable authority that there are some Tekken players out there.
And that makes sense, given the design of MK9 and even MK10. I could see the Tekken community, or just 3D fighting players in general, really liking Mortal Kombat. You know, and that's kind of what drew me to it, honestly. You know, I love the chain combo system in Mortal Kombat. I love the fact that you have to commit to a string. And yet there's still room for confirming, too, you know, at least when it comes to juggles. I like that a lot, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. One thing Slips, I will agree with him for sure, is we can't wait 3 years to see if a character's good or not. That is not even an option, in my opinion. Because we gave Cabal 3 years, and you know what? He was still S++ times 10 tier, you know? That.
Yeah, he was still alright.
There's nothing alright about Cabal. That is the least alright character in the Mortal Kombat history, at least. Except maybe Deception Borai Cho. That character was slightly less alright, but oh my god, Cabal. You know, if they fix the input bug, and they balance the top 5 in that game, that would be my main game. I wouldn't play MK10 probably. I would just play fucking MK9. That would be my main tournament game. I would have stuck with it forever. So I guess some closing thoughts on the whole patching debate. I think Slips is half right. I think Viscant is half right. If you take the two right halves and put them together, that's how I'd want to proceed. I want just one patch. I don't want this, you know, Rubik's Cube patching they're doing right now. And let that be the patch. That's what we'll rock out.
The one true patch.
Yes, no, the patch to rule them all.
Okay, alright, that's fair. That's cool.
And Ultra David, I think, is that stance. I mean, granted, this is not what I got from his 2IM post, but this is what I got from Ultra Chen when of course, he said it. That he's not against patching, he just wants transparency and less frequency. I can agree with that. That's the stance I can get behind. With Viscant, I don't think he's wrong necessarily, but I think if a game does come out of the... If it comes out of the factory and the balance is wrecked, with his philosophy, I feel like we can't do anything about it. Because with his, I guess, epistemology on the subject, epistemologically, we can never know if it's really balanced or not till, like, what, the next year, the year after that? So, like I said, I don't think he's wrong. I just think we're going to be in another injustice situation if we take that philosophy too far. But I'm done. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. That was the one true patch debate. Okay, well, let's talk about EVO.
Let's talk about EVO.
Because now it's definitely happening later on today.
Should we start with what we're excited about or what we're not excited about?
I'm trying to think about what I'm excited about, and I don't know. Like, I don't know any of the juicy shit that's going on, so yeah, you start and say what's up.
I'm excited for the low-tier heroes. Tom Brady, really cannot wait to see his Grandmaster. I really hope he does well at EVO. I know he's a good player, but I feel like just with the matchups, you know, he plays characters who are inclined to bad matchups, which is really unfortunate.
I think that's why I like Tom Brady. He and I both have the quality, except he played Aquaman in Injustice.
You know, and I think he would have gone a lot farther with Aquaman, but I think around that time, I feel like he was writing like the guide for Killer Instinct. Like, that was way after, but I don't know. I think he was on another project at that point. I don't really know the story. I remember listening to one of, oh my god, what's his name? The Freddy player. Why can't I think of it? Dude, this is going to drive me crazy. But I was listening to his podcast, and 16-Bit was on there, and they were saying that, you know, he's a comic fan, and Aquaman's not even his favorite character. Superman is. And I feel like if you
definitely, Superman, yeah. You look at any of his shit, he's got the Superman on everything.
He would have gone hella far with that. Like, he could have taken that quite a distance, I think, if he got Superman instead of Aquaman. But he likes that turtley style. He likes to play very defensively. He likes a lot of safe options. So I guess from a gameplay standpoint, it was a good fit. But he's not the only quote-unquote low-tier hero I'm looking forward to.
Wait, just 1 second, though. Do you ever watch his YouTube videos?
Sometimes.
Okay, yeah. I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. And the dude, I'm pretty sure the dude's developing a reputation somewhat. Not that he didn't already have a reputation for pretty much the exact same thing, but Sometimes, man, it's kind of funny. He's really good. If anyone was ever going to downplay anything, be accused of a downplayer, it's that guy. Now, a lot of the times, I think he's right.
I think this
But
time he's right. I think he's definitely right about Grandmaster. I think for sure.
well, yeah, but he was right about Sub-Zero in the last Mortal Kombat too. Like that character was not a great character. He was all right, but I mean, it was never I would feel comfortable saying that was never a viable character, like a tournament viable character.
He's kind of like an Achilles in a way, Sub-Zero MK9 that is, because he's a great character with a glowing weakness, with just a swollen, pus-filled weakness.
Oh, dude?
It's that bad. No, sir, it's that bad. And so, yeah, he does great, I think, and he has really good strengths. But if you run into a character who can properly keep away, and that doesn't have to deal with a clone, it's game over. I mean, he's not terrible. He's got decent pressure. He's got a great down four, but that only goes so far, so...
We're talking MK9, right?
We are, yeah.
Okay, alright.
Like, honestly, I think 2-1-2-1 is good. I mean, that's not a bad pressure setup. That's hard to react to, and, you know, it counts. It's a good mind game.
I did like doing that. But, see, I play online, so I don't go to tournaments. I don't play with awesome people 9 times out of 10. Maybe 9.5 times out of 10 I don't play with, like, that's not true. That's not true. There's, especially, like, it seems like there's more good players now than online than there were in MK9 online. Which probably makes sense. Like, I would say probably more people play MKX than people that played MK9. So you just get more people, you just get more of everything. Damn, I have run into some really, like, good dudes, and not dudes that are just, like, you know, exploiting shenanigans. Like, I'm not talking about, like, Neto Tiger or whatever his name is, who does his Jackie shit. Have you ever seen his videos?
I haven't, no.
Alright, that's alright. Well, maybe you should. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But he's a notorious Jackie auto troll online. But he streams, and it's just, oh god, the guy's difficult to watch. But I don't even remember what I was talking about anymore. Now I'm thinking about Jackie and how she still hasn't gotten the nerfs I asked for.
Well, no one's doing anything with her. That's why. Like, Jackie's been a complete no-show for tournaments right now. M2 Dave, by the way, is who I was trying to think of. I can't fucking believe I forgot that name. It's too many Daves. Total shout out. I love M2 Dave. I adore M2 Dave.
Alright, calm down. It's okay.
But think about Sub-Zero. Tom Brady made some really good videos on everything wrong with Clone right now. And I think they're taken down. Supposedly some quote-unquote community leaders put him on blast. No names were mentioned. So he kind of backed off, which I think was a bad move. I wish he had rocked that out. Because he's right. The way Clone works, according to Paulo, it's not broken because it's working the way it was designed. Well, Paulo, I love you, I respect you, but the way it's designed is fucking dumb. I'm sorry. Well, except I'm not. Paulo's a great guy, and honestly, like, he's a one-man ship. Like, as far as I know, he is the Bounty in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear he is MK, like, he is the gameplay, basically.
Yeah, Capcom has, like, the entire nation of Japan is their testing team, and all we have is Paulo. And then, of course, like, late in development, they'll bring in, like, maybe, like, 5 to 15 tournament players. They'll each do 2 fatalities and leave, and that's the testing. That's the whole
and, like,
testing
16-bit, like, works there now full-time. It's, like, his thing. So that's something, but still, like...
It's a different kind of testing, though. Like, he's looking for glitches. He's looking for game-freezing glitches, at least from what I understand. Like, he's not trying to find out who has the best down one and who has the most exploitable, you know, armored move. That's not the stuff he's looking for, as far as I know, at least.
I did see that Tom Brady video where, like, Aaron Black straight up punched Sub-Zero through the clone. That was pretty fucking cool. Did you see that shit?
I did.
Oh, man. Where's what hitbox? What's going on there, man?
No, there's something about a failsafe in the design, so clone doesn't work in potentially broken situations, but I don't know. Like, I agree. Clone was probably too good when the game first came out, but this is I mean, the changes they made were enough. The idea that if you put Sub-Zero in block stun, clone goes away. I get that. That makes sense. But if you enter the hitbox of clone and you don't freeze, that doesn't make any sense. So, I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
but he's one low tier hero. Another low tier hero I wanna, and honestly, we don't know if she's low tier or not. But Melina with Salt Face. If he plays Melina, that is. If he plays Cassie, I could not give two fucks about Salt Face. But if he plays Melina, I think that's pretty rad. I want to see that.
Which Melina does he play?
Ravenous.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And I would say Pig of the Hut, but there's nothing low tier about Kenshi anymore, so Pig of the Hut. I mean,
true.
he's fun to watch. I think he's a very he does a lot of smart stuff, and I love. He's one of the only things I really loved to watch in Injustice was Pig of the Hut, and of course Digit. Digit was always a lot of fun to watch. But not the most.
Another
fun to
good
watch.
commentator, Pig.
Always fantastic, yeah. And I think that's why some of the NetherRealm fans don't really care for the Capcom commentators, because it's a totally different style. There's a very casual vibe to the NetherRealm commentators. You know, there's something very
definitely.
and there's something very professional about the Capcom guys. You know, I think someone in the comments was I can't remember who, but they were blasting Godspeed's commentary. I love Godspeed's commentary. I think it's amazing. And people like you were praising Eris's commentary. Now, I have to question, are they praising Eris's commentary because it's good or because it's funny? I think that's a fair question. I like it too. I think it's really good.
I don't like
but
it.
let's be honest.
Good is relative though. Let's put that out there. Like, what do you want out of your commentator? And usually, you want two guys. One guy is holding down like, okay, this is what's actually going on. This hitbox is doing this. Oh shit, you can't cancel that. Oh, he dropped this shit. This should have been gone into this and all the technical shit. And the other guy is there for, to hold up the entertainment end. That's like, that's the dream. But it doesn't always work out that way. But if I'm going to pick one, okay. I'm going to pick entertainment every time. If I have to pick one.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, like you said, it is relative, because to me, the technical stuff is entertaining. Like, I really have fun with that. It's like having another pair of eyes that sees things that you don't.
No, yeah, I love hearing that shit. I also want to have it coming from someone who's going to help enhance the hype and the entertainment and the interest and all this stuff that's going along with it.
Here's my thing about Eris that I like so much better with Ultra David. Ultra David can look at a match and tell you what a player is doing wrong. Eris can do that to an extent, but it's not the same level in my opinion. Like, Ultra David can be like, this player is not doing enough of this. Or this player is making the wrong guesses, they're playing too conservatively, they're not playing conservative enough, they're taking unnecessary risks. That's what Ultra David's really good at. James Chen too, I love that duo. I always plug Ultra Chen. I just plugged Wake Up Shoryuken. That's not even a show anymore. I did that earlier. So, I mean, like I said, before Mortal Kombat was even a thing, I was watching these guys in the FGC. So, but Eris is really entertaining. And hell, let's plug Avoiding the Puddle. I watch that religiously as well. I think that's a great
little
program they got.
Great little program.
No, it's nice. It's the best.
This is Wayne's World. It's a good little program.
Community funded, bro. But all right. I don't know. Godspeed. Not only do I like Godspeed, like in terms of commentary, but his Liu Kang at CEO was sick. Oh my god, I was rooting for him so hard.
It was good. He was the Flame Fist.
He was, and that was a lot of fun to watch. And they nerfed it. Not even a week later, 2 weeks later. What the fuck?
Did they? Well, okay, but did they kill it?
I don't know, because the way NetherRealm writes notes, I can't understand it. I'm not smart enough to read the patch notes from NetherRealm.
Well, no, they say normalized, like, so what the fuck does that mean? But when was the last time you played the game?
God, 4 weeks now.
God damn it.
I know, I can't. I would, but I can't. Like, someone was pissed in the comments for the last Netherkast episode, because they're like, you did half an episode on Predator, and none of you have even played him?
I saw that. I played against him. I saw it, but I played against him. No, I didn't play as him. He's right. But I did play against him a lot that day. So that's more than I think any of you guys did.
I make no apologies. Like, I see where it's coming from, but
I played against him today too, and he's fucking Predator, all right.
I mean, do I play Ferritor? Do I play Sonya? I mean, no, I don't grant
Well,
special.
no, but we don't do
because
podcasts that's like covering that character either.
well, there's the aesthetics, aren't there? And I mean, in terms of gameplay, you
It's
can get
true.
that from an analysis video. Like, can we
Yeah,
not talk about Jackie? Can we not
if
talk
we were
about?
gonna like if we were gonna do an episode of the Warrior Shrine on the Predator, fucking absolutely, we're gonna play him. At least one of us. But that's not
Yeah, no,
what Nethercast is really geared towards as much. Like, so I don't feel like Nethercast is obligated to hold to go into that side of it. We went into everything else.
I don't even think we're geared for that. I think Warrior Shrine's not even geared for that. Because what are we supposed to do? Learn 27 characters?
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do an episode that's like the Predator episode, then we would do it.
I even think that's kind of a misunderstanding too, because we named it Jerry the Predator because that's what we do. We give random titles to episodes. We purposely give out of context names to the episode because that's our thing. That's our gimmick, So, I mean, I see where the guy's coming from. Like, I could see why that would be a little frustrating, but I can't play every character and I can't grant special privileges to the DLC. I have to like the character. But I mean, I'll watch the gameplay. I'll make mild judgments. I'll see how they perform in tournament. That's true of all the characters.
All right.
I'm trying to think. Is there any low tier hero that we're leaving out? Saltface and Tom Brady are the two I'm thinking of, but I can't.
Tom Brady is the hero of the low tier heroes, in my opinion.
There's a really good Ferritor player out there too, but Ferritor might not even be low tier.
Fucking
Like we don't even
NJP.
know.
You might like. Oh my God, Ferritor NJP.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's ridiculous.
It's like full screen.
It's like a man turning into a windmill. It's like a man mill.
Well, I mean, it's only half man, but yes.
That's true.
It's a human mill. I don't fucking... It's bad.
It's a dude mill.
No. Well, I mean, I guess. This is way too theoretical and abstract for me.
No, exactly. This is far beyond my scope. Those are some of the things I'm excited for, Evo. Another thing I'm excited for is just, I would say pop-offs, but at least on a moral stance, I don't really like pop-offs. I think they're widely unnecessary. I think a lot of pop-offs, they're just uncalled for. Like, a lot of people pop off when it's clearly not justified, in my opinion. I'm like, you got to, what, the third round against a player who's just a little bit better than you and you popped off?
Okay. But what if Tom Brady had popped off after that one match?
Which match?
The match at CEO.
Oh, God, was it Katana Prime he was playing?
Yeah, I think it was Katana Prime. Which, I mean, he did do the Tom Brady pop-off as he does it.
Well, he did, like I said, he did the real-life clone.
He also had that fucking smirk that he gets.
That's okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, what if he did, though? What if he did, like, just stand up and pop off? I would have
called bullshit. I'm sorry. I would have
been like,
shit.
You know what, dude? You got the win. It's yours. Do what you want. It's fine.
If that was a 3 out of 5, or maybe like a 5 out of 7, that could have been anyone's game. And
it's
even
true,
then,
but
like, there's no real. I feel like a pop off is justified when someone has like Daigo. Like if you beat Daigo, you get to pop off. Like I don't even think even then, in my opinion, you don't get to pop off. But if you did, at least I would understand. But honestly, I think pop offs are kind of dumb. Look, here's a good pop.
You're no fun, Tim. You just hate fun. That's all.
No, I'm not a fun guy. I try to be, but I'm sort of an old man now. There's no fight in my nature. Like 16-bit beating Rio, that's a pop off. Like I get that. That makes sense. That is earned.
All right.
But I still want to see him. I mean, granted, it's like
you just said you don't want to see him. What are you doing?
I don't think they should happen, but if it does, I want to see it.
Oh, that's... See, no one knows how you actually feel now.
I'm conflicted. They're fun.
Clearly.
I'll give them that. They're fun to watch. I just think they're not...
Are they honorable? No. Are they good sportsman behavior? No. But are they entertaining? They can be.
It's like
sometimes
a cage fight at the office. I don't think it should happen, but if it did, I wouldn't want to watch that.
I'm okay with cage fights at the office.
No, I think that could be fun, but I don't know if it's a good thing.
Reminds me of the episode of Gotham.
I've never watched that show.
Well,
should I? Is it good? Is it?
Would it blow
I
my
have
mind?
I have to finish the first season before I can tell you, but I've seen the first 3/4 of the first season, and it's not bad. It's not life changing. It's no Daredevil.
Yeah, that was my next question. Was it Daredevil?
Oh God, what is Daredevil really?
I don't know. Like I said on the graveyard shift, dude, like when I saw Kingpin doing run combos, that shit was sick. Like I'll never forget that, dude. That was tight.
It was it, Daredevil. Just for a minute, we've said it a billion times. We talked about Daredevil plural times at this point, but the Daredevil season was like my favorite Batman movie ever.
Well, you guys all know my favorite Batman movie. Or actually, no, you don't, because you dropped off on the
I did it on the Arkham thing.
so I won't even say have you played Arkham Knight yet?
Nope.
Then I won't say shit. But we
Okay.
talked about my favorite Batman movie. But anyway, let's
So
talk
wait,
about,
your favorite Batman movie is in Arkham Knight?
no, but we talked about Batman movies.
So what's your favorite Batman movie? It's not going to spoil anything, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not even gonna risk it.
How would what is it? What's the Batman movie have anything to do with the Arkham Knight? Is it an animated movie?
Well, I can't answer that, obviously.
Okay, so it's an animated movie. Is it Under the Red Hood?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay, so it's Under the Red Hood. All right.
We'll roll with that. It may be true, it may not be.
Hey, listen, I love Under the Red Hood. I think it's good shit.
Oh, I think it's good. I think Under the Red Hood's pretty tight. I feel like Joe DiMaggio as Joker was a really good performance, but I think people were distracted by the fact that it wasn't Mark Hamill. I think when people hear the Joker and they can tell it's not Mark Hamill, I feel like people are really distracted by that. Well, John DiMaggio. John DiMaggio. Get those mixed up.
Yes, that's who it was.
But that dude who God, he was in Double Jeopardy in 13 Days, and he was also in Star Trek. That guy was a good fucking Batman.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. I liked him, and I liked NPH for Nightwing. He wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it did. It doesn't sound like him though. Like I would have never thought that was Neil Patrick Harris.
No,
Never.
he was
thought that.
acting. He was.
Yeah, I mean that sounded completely different from Neil Patrick Harris. So props to him. That's awesome. Um, Not as big of a fan as I don't remember. I don't know the actor's name. RoboCop in The Dark Knight Returns. I didn't really like.
Oh
his voice.
yeah.
Love that actor. I just didn't really like his voice for that role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's kind of distracting because the one thing that the Red Hood Batman actor has is that he kind of sounds like, God, I'm so bad with names. What the fuck is his name?
Kevin Conroy?
Yes, he sounds like Kevin Conroy to
Okay.
me, so it works. But if you sound if you sound too different from Kevin Conroy, it's distracting to me. That's a problem.
No, it's true. Kevin Conroy is Batman, but he's especially animated Batman. Like, if you
Yeah.
are anything other than a live action Batman, you're being compared to Kevin Conroy.
Dude, fuck all other Batmans. Like for the next, if there's another Nolan film, put Kevin Conroy in the suit. I'm ready.
I don't want another Nolan film.
Yeah, I don't either. I actually think Rises is so. I feel like we're doing the graveyard shift now. We should probably get back.
Okay, we did, but I just want to say I'm okay with Ben Affleck for now.
I
I'm
like
alright
the
with
way he looks. Like I think in terms, at least as Bruce Wayne, I think he looks really good. I am not fond of the Dark Knight Returns aesthetic in terms of the bat suit, but
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Yeah, I'm not sold on that part either, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I want to talk about things that I'm not excited for Evo. Like there are some players that to me are just not very hyped to watch. One of them, unfortunately, I have all respect in the world for him. But Sonic Fox's Aaron
Sonic Fox. I was
yeah,
about to say it. Yep.
he's not fun to watch. I mean, he's a very good player and he's fascinating, but he's not fun. It just,
I agree. I agree completely. I'm like, pretty much any time that he's playing, I'm at most half watching. I'm like, okay, Sonic Fox match. Here we go.
it's not his fault. Like when you play that efficiently and you make that many right guesses and your spacing is that good, I don't know. It's like watching a robot, frankly. Like
Yeah,
props to him. God bless him. But
Right. I'm not commentating on his skill or anything. I'm just saying it's not interesting for me to watch personally.
watching him play the match, like watching him hold the controller with like the blue fox on his head, is more fun than watching him actually play Mortal Kombat. Like,
His fucking blue entourage is
yeah,
so weird.
that's awesome. Like when he came out on the blue fox, like all Ferritor style, like that was hype. That was awesome.
No.
You don't think so? No.
No. No.
Um,
What else are you not excited about?
just characters in general. There's characters I don't like watching. Cassie Cage is one of them. I just can't stand watching Cassie Cage. Any of the Blades, really. I don't find those characters terribly interesting.
What about Sponge? You excited for Sponge?
Sponge?
Okay, never mind. We'll move on. That was a thing that was like going around fucking, was it Combo Breaker? Like every fucking fighting game dude was like tweeting it and hashtagging it and putting up pictures with Sponge. Apparently Sponge was just all around the fucking thing. And I learned because of all this, Sponge is a like a Mexican boxed cake treat.
Well, that's cool. I can dig that. I can get behind that. That sounds fun.
For some reason, I guess there was like a lot of it at Combo Breaker.
Dude, I'm from like South Texas, right? So we have like a lot of Mexican candy at grocery stores, and there's this awesome like, it's this sort of like milk candy they make it kind of tastes like caramel. It's like awesome. It's like the greatest thing ever.
It kind of sounds like caramel.
Yeah, and I guess it looks like caramel too. It's got sort of like a caramel color.
Is it caramel?
No, because when you bite into it, it like melts in your mouth, but not like caramel. Like caramel doesn't caramel puts up a fight. Like, have you ever had a milk dud? That shit takes hours. You're working on that milk dud. That is your job for the next that box of milk duds. That's a task. No, this stuff is just like, oh, dude, it's like happiness in a happy little cellophane wrapper. But Evo, yes.
All right, okay, yeah. So you're not excited for Sonic Fox or Sponge. Got it. All right, what else?
And just like I said, some characters are just not fun for me to watch. I want upsets. Like, I'm really hoping. Let me put it this way: if Grand Finals in Evo is DJT versus Sonic Fox, I'm going to be sorely, sorely disappointed. Like,
what if it's DJT versus MIT or whatever?
Well, that would be fun, but only because
isn't that what happened at CEO?
That's exactly what happened at CEO.
Yeah, that wasn't that interesting to me either. I mean, it was a little more interesting than Sonic Fox, though. So
it was. To me, it was very interesting because they were deviating from the characters because they're brothers and they can counterpick each other on a
right. So you're watching them not play MKX as much as play each other. I felt,
which is interesting in its own way. Like seeing Reptile and Grand Finals was just awesome to me. I had a blast.
Yeah, the dude won with Sub-Zero, right?
Oh yeah, against Tanya.
So you know.
But I don't know. Like, I hope we see some cool upsets. If I had to make predictions, which is hard, I can't guarantee anything. But I would bet strong money that DJT, Sonic Fox. I'm not sure I'm as confident in Forever King anymore. I don't know if I'm a believer at the moment. Something going on over there?
Everything is excellent.
I heard your door open like a horror movie.
That didn't happen.
Totally didn't?
Didn't happen.
Gotcha. Anyway.
All right. So, what else are we not excited about?
I guess it depends on the level of play and the character selection. That's.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that. I mean, everyone wants character variety.
But I feel like I'm actually kind of excited about Quan Chi players now. Now that their matchup has been figured out, like, to a T, it might be really interesting seeing, like, Michelangelo and I'm not sure if he's going, but Trujinki Dink. Like, I'm actually kind of curious to how they would play now, since Quan Chi has sort of fallen through the ranks, and by no fault of his own, he didn't really get patched in any big way. Like, they made a very, very small change to the bat, but honestly, that needed to be changed. That change made a lot of sense. So, I'm curious. I wonder how Quan Chi is going to do at EVO.
He's not going to win.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win either. I think he could, but I doubt it. Again,
I think at most there might be, like, maybe one Quan Chi top 8.
Yeah, and he has that crazy good mix-up, but...
He does.
And his zoning's not bad either. His zoning's pretty good.
No, he's still Quan Chi.
Yeah, he's very meter-heavy, and his normals and his chains are not very safe, but...
He's very Quan Chi.
Yeah, he's a bad character with an almost broken mix-up.
So yeah, that's interesting to me. I'm ready to see Quan Chi again. I hated watching him when the game first came out. You know who I also don't like watching, even though he's not a very good character and he should be hype as hell, but for
Jason.
some reason. No, I actually really enjoy watching Jason. If forever
Good, I do too.
brings Jason to Evo, I will be excited.
What's the Jason variation that's not slasher that's good?
Uh,
Unstoppable?
no, I don't think
This
it's
thing is
unstoppable. It's
starts with a
relentless, I
D, I
believe.
think. Oh, Relentless, you're
Yeah.
right. It has nothing to do with the D. Yeah, that one's
But it
good.
doesn't. No, I was gonna say Kotal Khan. Like Alucard's an awesome
Oh
player,
yeah,
but
Kodokan.
I don't know what it is about Kotal Khan that just isn't fun to watch.
No, I fought a Kodokan today. It was pretty good.
I
And
am,
I
I'm,
won, so it was good.
I can't get a read on how good Kotal Khan is. I can't seem to pin him down. I mean, I know if I took him to the lab for 10 minutes, I'd be able to have a an educated guess, but that character is so fucking boring to me. I can't bring myself to do it.
Eh, I'm cool with him. I'm not gonna play him, but I'm cool with him.
I don't know. I don't even know who Rio is going to play. Rio's had like a different character every tournament, from Quan Chi to Aaron Black. I think he may have even messed around with Sonya for a while, and then I
No,
think he landed on Tanya finally. So I don't even know.
no.
You
What
know,
a character whore.
well, I mean, it's Rio. He plays what's good. That's
That's
vintage.
true. He kind of is a tier whore, so works out.
Yeah, because he was maining Cyber Sub Zero before he went to Cabal, and then was alternating between him and Melina. So yeah, that's Rio for you. Like that's what I was saying in the other episode. Like, if people wonder why Rio doesn't get props, is because in MK9 he was playing a different game as everyone else, with the exception of other Cabal players.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was on a different plateau. If you pick a tool set like Cabal, you're not going to get the same props as people who win with, say, God, I can't say Smoke, because despite the fact that Smoke's not even top five, people are so sensitive to the downplaying.
Yeah, don't. Let's say Tom Brady and Sub Zero. Any Sub Zero, but I mean, come on. If fucking a Sub Zero beat like a Cabal or some shit and took a tournament in MK9,
That's hype.
what? Wow. I
Well,
hope they
even
pop
like
off.
MIT's Reptile, even like that was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
showed
yeah,
up
no.
in 2012, and that was really
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
to watch. Or Slips with Scorpion. Holy shit! Like, he got top eight. I think at this. I want to say it was the second to last UFGT. That was awesome. That was really fun to watch. That was back when only one or two characters had a vortex, and now half the cast has a fucking or at least a 50-50 mix up now. So those
That was
were
before I was
happier
born.
times. But yeah, I don't know who we're going to see in top eight outside of DJT and Sonic Fox. I really don't know, because it's anyone's game after that.
I'm hoping for Pig of the Hut.
Me too. I think Pig of the Hut has what it takes to make top eight.
He's got a character now. He did really good with Zod in Injustice.
Yeah, grand finals
Yeah.
in winners.
Sonic Fox.
Grand finals in fucking winners, and Sonic Fox, took him out 6 games.
Batgirl the shit out of him.
I don't think he won a single match. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while, but
I don't think he did, if I recall that. I watched it live and I was like, wow.
And
This
that hurt to
fucking kid.
watch too, man, because I was so rooting for Pig of the Hut so hard. But you know what, though? I'll give Sonic Fox props for this. I love watching his Batgirl. His Batgirl is very fun to watch. I also really like watching him in Skullgirls. His Skullgirls gameplay is really tight, really solid. Like, just, God, he covers all bases with that team. So that's really cool. For some reason, MKX is not the same magic. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it's Aaron Black. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why.
Could be. It's like, oh, you hit your 50-50? Well, good job. That's cool.
I mean, how many times can you see Caltrops in the corner and not get frustrated? I think I can.
It's not even frustrating. I'm just bored. Like, I get it. You got your 50-50, and then you have your couple of things, and it's like, is he gonna tackle? Is he gonna caltrop? What's gonna be the setup? Oh, okay, cool.
Well, we have our two players who I think are almost guaranteed for top eight: DJT and Sonic Fox.
Yeah.
Then we have the guys who are very likely, but I don't think they're a lock for top 8, like Forever King, who I don't know if. Well, I haven't really seen him play since Kung Lao got patched, so it's hard to say if he's even going to stick with Kung Lao. It's hard to say if his Kung Lao is going to be as effective. I don't know where he would stand in terms of the other players anymore. And that's assuming he can show up with his for his pool, which did not have that CEO.
There's also CD Junior.
No, all serious aside, I love Forever King. That was a playful jab. I'm not trying to take a shit here.
I hope that CD Junior, if he even does MKX at Evo, like what happened at CEO was sad.
Yeah, but it's our fault. That's what happens when you fucking make a DLC character tournament playable after what, like 3 weeks?
Well, no, he DQ'd himself. Like,
oh, I was talking about Tanya.
No. Yeah, he DQ'd himself after losing like one of his first matches or something. He just was like, nah, I'm out.
See, I didn't even hear about that till you told me about it.
Yeah.
So, but he's riding that wave of Killer Instinct right now, and he's riding it so high. Yeah. That it must be difficult to transition to MKX and not be able to perform on the same level. Because, like, as a local player, I've gotten a lot of second places. I've gotten a fuck ton of second places. I'll tell you, man, they don't feel good. Second place never feels good, dude. There's only one time in my whole life where I felt good about second place, and that's when I got second place in grand finals against a Cabal player, and I was using only Sindel that night. I went all Sindel and I got second place. And that's the only time I ever felt good about second place.
Yeah.
Every other time it sucks. No one wants a silver fucking medal, dude. So yeah, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. It's gotta suck when you're expected to be so good at Killer Instinct, and then, you turn 180 and everyone wants you to be a monster at a totally different game. Very, very different game. So yeah, I could see where it could be demoralizing, but I wish he would fight the good fight, because we could use more high-level players in MKX right now. I think we could use a lot of good competition. No one wants to see one player dominate, every tournament. I do not want to see that.
No.
I know he has what it takes to be a monster in this game, but you can only play so many games. You can only play for so long, and there's a finite, amount of time we can put into this. Anyone can put into this,
Is PL doing Evo?
PL is... I don't even know if he's doing Mortal Kombat right now, dude.
No, he is. He's doing ESL.
Yeah, he's doing ESL, and he's doing a lot of Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he was not doing Evo.
I would be, too. I mean, I get maybe not all of the tournaments like as heavy as it used to be, but it's fucking Evo. Like, do something.
Well, let me see. I'm going to do the player search on the Evo bracket, see if I can find out who's in and who's not.
I know he was going really hard into ESL, which is cool. It's cool that's a thing. We don't talk about ESL that much, but it's very much a thing. Pig did pretty well. I don't know if it's done. The first season might be done.
I think they're having the next exhibition tournament soon of the winners. I think Big D's in there. Sonic Fox is obviously in there. I think Pig of the Hut might be in there. I'm not sure.
No, Pig of the Hut, I'm almost 100% sure is. And I'm pretty sure they announced the second season or whatever for that. So that's cool. With the, like $10,000 pot bonus from NetherRealm/WB or whatever.
I mean, that's kind of it's a somber thought for me, because I feel like if they were going to fix the online, they would have done it by now. I feel like we would already have seen that be a thing, and it's not. So I almost feel like, what's the point?
I mean, I've still seen good fights on there. It is really weird that like you're pushing an online tournament with this game because you have such shitty online, but it's working apparently. So whatever, that's cool, and dudes are getting money.
But it's like MLG, and it was on fire for a while, and then it just kind of fell off. It just kind of vanished before our very eyes, and that was sad, but I think we all kind of saw it coming. I feel like ESL is not going to be very different.
We shall see. Like I said, they are doing a season 2. They just announced it.
So I guess who are the wild cards then? Who do we think might surprise everybody?
Tom Brady.
I hope. I don't know. With
I'm just gonna say it until it happens.
Here's the thing: if he sticks with Grandmaster, I think his chances aren't great. Because I think that character has a lot of problems. I think he's like solid mid tier, but the top 10 are so strong in this game.
I'm pretty sure he's sticking Grandmaster.
But here's the shitty part about it: if he doesn't go Grandmaster, and he gets top 8 with another character, I don't really care. I don't want to see him play like
Yeah, it's less hype, definitely.
Tom Brady with Devora isn't what I want to watch. Anybody with Devora is not what I want to watch.
I don't mind Devora.
I'm I'm putting a lot of characters on blast tonight. Cassie, Devora, Sonya. I know I've been down that road before, but was it hype watching Tom Brady's Kung Lao and MK9? Was that hype?
It was the hypest shit ever.
Really? Is that what your heart believes?
No. Tom Brady is Sub-Zero.
Exactly. So I want him to do good. I want him to do good with Sub-Zero. And I know that's asking a shit ton. But I don't know. That's what's fun to watch, you know? I think everyone kind of feels that way. Watching someone win with a character who has some holes, and it goes back to being a low tier hero, you know? And I would say the same thing about Shinnok, but I know a lot of people do not consider that character low tier. I think he's on the same level as Sub-Zero, honestly. I think he's better than Sub-Zero. I don't think he's much better than Sub-Zero. I think he's like number 11 in the game, which when you look at the best characters in the game, that's not great, in my opinion.
I don't know. Like, Shinnok is good. Sub-Zero is good. But Shinnok... I think Shinnok just has a lot of dirt, man. Not that I'm not saying like he's too good or he's any problems like that. No, fuck no. But I think Shinnok's got some shit. I might just be saying that because I got bodied today by Shinnok, and maybe I'm a little salty. But no, I mean I wasn't pissed about getting blown up or whatever. But he seems good.
I feel like he has no neutral game. I feel like that character's neutral game is so bad. Like it's like, oh, if I get hit by Hellsparks, he can meter burn. Well, first of all, if he meter burns after the first hit, usually with the second and third, I believe you can interrupt him now. I think you may have even been able to interrupt it then, but you can armor through any setup he has. Oh my god, my throat's coming out on me. So, maybe if he does forward 4, that might be a true block string on the second hit. I don't think it is anymore. Like, now that they've changed the properties, even back when it was plus 24 frames, I wasn't really clear on what was a block string or not. You know, no one was armoring out of it if they were able to on the forward 4, but I don't know. Like, if you see Hellsparks and you're at mid-range, backdash, teleport. Or backdash, block. Or block the third hit and punish him. Like, half the cast can punish the third hit of Soulspark if it's not meter burned. And they're like, well, you can meter burn it. I'm like, that takes a block of fucking meter. You know how valuable that is for Shinnok? His whole game depends on that meter. That meter goes, there's not much of a Shinnok left after that, so I don't know. Another wild card is Dizzy. I'm really wondering where Dizzy's going to fit into the Evo, the scheme that is Evo. I'm wondering if Dizzy's going to tear people up or if he's not going to make it out of pools, because I don't know. When I look at the early game of how Dizzy was playing, was it Dizzy or was it Raiden? Now, obviously it's both, but is Dizzy still?
He won. He's the guy that won Combo Breaker, right?
He is, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's my question. How much of it was pre-patch Raiden, and how much of it was actually Dizzy?
Well, we saw how CEO went.
I actually don't know how well he did CEO, to be honest. I don't know if he went to CEO.
I don't think that there was a huge Raiden presence at CEO. If I recall, which I don't remember anything right, but I don't remember there being that much Raiden there, and I don't remember seeing a lot of cornered choppies, and
But is that because Raiden's not as good of a character anymore, or is that because he's not as good as Tanya?
I don't know.
I think I know this one. I think I got this down. I think it's because he's not.
Okay, good. Give it to us.
I'm pretty sure that's why. Same thing with Kung Jin. as a character, there is very little wrong with Kung Jin, but he's not Tanya. So there you go. He's not even Kung Lao. Kung Lao, I think, is substantially better than Kung Jin. And like I said before, once the patch came out, it revealed how many people played Kung Jin because they liked the character versus how viable he was. And people could say, oh, everyone's like that. Bullshit, not everyone's like that. People don't have to play Shinnok. People do not have to play Sub-Zero. People don't even really have to play Jax. People play those characters because they like their characters. Those characters are not top 5 characters, in my opinion. You play them because you like the character or you like the style. Clearly, that was not the case with Kung Jin, so... I'm always saying this because I think he's a boring character. I think, all the children, really. Kung Jin's no special exception. I think even your boy Takeda, I find not terribly interesting.
See? I like both Takeda and Kung Jin. I'm completely cool with them.
That's a wild card as well. God, I'm so bad with...
Who, Takeda?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh,
Why can't I fucking remember his name?
I know who you're talking about,
it's the Flash player from Injustice. Why can I not? I forgot M2 Dave's name, which I did not think would ever happen in this lifetime.
No.
I can't do names tonight.
Takeda is not good right now.
No, I don't think he's good, but I think he's viable.
I don't think he's viable. Yeah, I know. I just hit the fucking downplay button. Whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
No, he's not tournament viable.
You can downplay all day. There's nothing wrong with downplaying. Anyone who gets offended by downplaying is kind of dumb. I'm sorry, but that's half the fun. I mean, half the fun is of just tiers and matchup charts is the downplaying, in my opinion.
I'm not having fun with this downplaying. This is the realest downplay.
I don't know. I think downplaying's hilarious. I think it's great.
I need something with Takeda. Because, even fucking today, I'm, like, trying to play Sub-Zero because, he's my boy, but I don't know. I just don't think Grandmaster's going to work out for me, which really bums me out. But there's just, especially me being an online player, it's too much, like, dependent on conversion and execution and stuff like this that is just really hard to do online. I mean, I could play him and I could win, 65% of the time or some bullshit like that, but it's just, I don't know, it's not fun. It's not as fun for some reason. Whereas with Takeda, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick Takeda, I'm gonna have some fun, and it's gonna be a fucking fight. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's gonna be a fight. It's not gonna be free.
Well, I think both characters kind of play on your skills, like that neutral jump punch shuts down a lot of options. The threat of neutral jump punch from Takeda gives me a lot less to work with at the mid-range. I constantly have to worry about that. I feel like Clone is much of the same thing. I always have to worry about the threat of Clone, or it's an obstacle, but I mean, both characters control space really well, in my opinion.
Right, yeah, they're both like spacing heavy characters. I love seeing dudes to like run up to me when I'm playing Takeda, but they stop right outside of my fucking NJP range. I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, blow me up. You did it. That's good. and you're staying right there and you're waiting. You're fucking waiting for your opening. It's good shit. Fucking footsies.
That's another thing about this game.
Because of the run button, footsies have kind of expanded outside the mid-range. Like, I feel like footsies happen almost like right inside of full screen.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's very little mid-range in this game,
Especially as Takeda. If I throw out a whip at the wrong time with all that fucking recovery, I'm wide open. I don't care where you're on the screen. You can run up and just body me.
Yeah, that's why I always say Mortal Kombat X is like a Warwick, while MK9 was like a Fender Jazz bass, which has mid-range for days, but a Warwick is all growl. That's MKX, right. It's all like up front.
Maybe one person got what you were saying.
Well, good for them. God bless them. That's all I wanted.
All right. Okay.
That one person is probably you, but that's okay. That is okay. So, yeah.
No one else is listening to this. Come on.
Hey, we have 109 people listening to this right now.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you 109 dude bros. You guys are the best.
We love you, even though for some reason 6 of you keep giving us downvotes. I don't know why.
Hey, at least you're consistent.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I respect that.
There's no patching on the downvotes.
I don't want there to be. I want it to stay consistent and solid.
I just wish they'd comment. Like, if you're gonna downvote our shit, fine. Tell me why. What did you not like?
I guess, but they're still watching.
Yeah, we're still getting hits.
Exactly. So even if you're watching it for a couple seconds, if you just listen, like those 6 guys, maybe that's what it is. They just tune in for all of my theme songs, and then after that, they're like, nope, downvote, they're out.
They're good theme songs.
Yeah, they're okay, but that's still a view. That's still ad revenue. However much of like a percentage of a penny it is. It's good shit.
That goes to Cyborg.
It goes to Cyborg.
And I told Cyborg totally that is completely all right. He's like, "No, dude, we're gonna do something with it." I'm like, it's
what are we gonna do?
We're gonna buy like a Snickers, maybe. I don't know, man.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you could go buy like a double cheeseburger and split it up like 4 or 5 ways or whatever, and mail it to us. Delicious.
Cyborg did say that if the revenue ever did spike up, we would do some cool shit, but that may be a long ways away. That may be some like Injustice 2 territory if we ever make it to the levels. So
that would also require his interest to spike up just a little bit.
I think we're getting there. I'm
not putting Cyborg on blast. He knows what's up. I mean, it's fine. Like, he's honest about it, and so it's understandable.
Yeah, it's difficult for everyone too, because I think Razor's still going strong, Shadowloo's still going strong. Even I'm kind of running on empty because I can't play the game right now. Life is too busy. And the lore, I kind of lost interest in the lore back in like 2012, 2011. So,
the MKX lore.
Yeah,
I was over MKX story mode in 2011.
Dude,
it's cool.
I was over the MKX lore back in July, dude.
That's fine. Like I'm pretty much the same way. I did really quickly get like, okay, we've talked about this to death before the game came out, and then you can talk about it for another few minutes after it came out, and then it's like, all right. That's not the game anymore. Now the game is this other thing.
Exactly. This is what lives on once the game's out for a month. It's the game.
All this drama and this bullshit, it just keeps it going. And NetherRealm keeps patching and just keeps stirring it up. And it's great. I love it.
What I want to tell Cyborg is his 2 characters are fucking amazing. Katana is so good right now. Kenshi is so good right now.
I mean, I bodied one and they did Equitality, but that wasn't Katana playing.
I've only seen 1 Quitality since I bought the game. And it's not because of rage quitting. People rage quit at the finish him. So the Quitality system didn't really work out at all.
No, I wouldn't say at all. Some people do obviously rage quit mid-match.
Well, they're bad at it.
No. Like, no. If they rage quit at the fatality thing, then that's just dumb. I don't do fatalities anyway, but still, that's dumb.
Well, I kind of want to now with the classic fatalities, but...
Oh, I forgot all about those today. Man, I could have done some spine rips.
You could have.
Fuck. You know what else I found out?
What's that?
The fucking, the Cove stage brutality where you uppercut them into the water. You gotta hold the stance switch button for that, which is physically impossible for me because I play on a Street Fighter fight pad. And I have that button, but just the way my buttons have been arranged for MK9, Injustice, and MKX, like, I would have to change that, and I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm probably just not.
It's not worth it. Do not change your controls to do fucking almost stage fatalities, I guess.
But I want to do it, especially because I play Takeda, and it'd be so easy to do it. Like if I land, my EX teleport or NJP, I can just uppercut and be done with it. You're fucking in the water. Rage quit that. Nope, sorry, you already seen it. You're dead. You can't quit in time.
I don't know, like...
That's another reason why I really love brutalities. Like, they happen, it's like, no, you have to see it. It happened before you know it.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of brutalities. Like, I love the brutalities in this game. They're a lot of fun. But I just cannot get hyped for interactable finishers. I cannot, except for maybe Blanche. And only the one where she pummels you like Sabin from Final Fantasy VI. That's the only one I can find. I can't... The one where she explodes...
I like the hammer one, though.
Hammer one's okay. I'm not too hyped about it.
It's not as good as Blanche, but I like it okay. I just love how fast it is. It's boom, and you're just squashed, and it's good.
Just feel like all the fatalities feel like Just they're dull. They're so dull to me. The brutalities are still kind of fun, and the classic fatalities have a charm to them, but regular fatalities I just can't do much these
I
days.
just feel like they're too long. I don't want to. I don't want to sit through all that. Call me, ADD. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather play the game than watch a movie. It's like
Yeah,
I've said this before. It's like watching an ad, like at the beginning, or even sometimes in the middle of like a YouTube video whenever it pops up. Like, I don't want to do this. I want to get back to what I'm actually doing. And brutalities are fast, and the classic fatalities are all really fast. So I'm okay with that.
I
But
just hope
fucking regular fatalities have like a 3-act structure and bullshit. It's like, ugh,
there's like a
come
fucking
on.
epilogue at the end. Like, oh god.
There is.
Yeah, I don't like anything that slows down the game. Like, if I'm playing a set, I want to go straight to the next match. And you see that in
I
tournament,
mean,
people go straight to restart. You know.
yeah, you can do that, but I also respect people that take their time and don't do that in tournament setting. That's fine. You can use your time and kind of reset yourself, but that's not what's going on with fatalities. Fatalities is just like you're making us sit here and watch a little movie.
But you know what's interesting in tournament? I don't do that. Like I never wait. Like I never take a breather between rounds if I'm losing, because all the stuff I learned from that match is still fresh in my mind, and I want to keep that in the front of my subconscious. If that makes any sense. Like
Right?
I want to keep
Yeah.
that fresh. So
Like I'm only gonna do it if I lost, and it depends on how I lost in the situation. Like if I recognize that okay, that was me, I need to like just chill for a second and like I said reset. Then I'll take a minute before not a whole minute, but just a second. I don't want to go back in playing exactly how I just did and making the same mistakes. I'll try to reset sometimes.
see, for me, it's especially true if I lost because I feel like if I wait, if I take a breather after I lose, then all the knowledge I gained from the previous match is slowly draining out my short-term memory. So I want to go back.
Right?
and
No,
restart
yeah, that
I
makes
can.
sense. Like I said, it depends on the situation. Like if I can recognize clearly, like I lost that, it wasn't them beating me as much. It was me just not playing very well. I need to like get my head right about okay, I need to be doing this and this and this instead of whatever the fuck was going on in that last match. But it just depends on the situation.
Well, here's one instance where I would definitely agree is if I'm losing because there's something wrong with my state of mind. Like if I'm losing
Yeah.
because like I'm sleep deprived or I'm hungry, which is 9% of the time when I'm in a tournament, I'm usually starving always. Um, yeah, that's the one instance where I'd be like, okay, I need to clear my head. That's a good example for sure. But I don't know. Like historically, I wonder if there's any statistic on that for how effective that is. If we've actually seen that make a difference in future
I
tournament
think
play.
Tom Brady did it in his match against Katana Prime. I think Tom Brady's a really good example of it. Period. Like I think he's a big example of like, like we've said, he's really patient, but he also
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
he's taking breathers during the match. Like that's how
yeah.
patient he
He'll
is.
stop for a second. He'll do like the Tom Brady head scratch or the head twist, and he's like, "All right, what happened? Okay, all right, I got this. Okay, now we can go."
And I expect we'll see a lot of that at Evo, which is
Oh yeah,
if we get the upsets, which I want a ton of upsets.
Tom Brady 2015.
I want fucking like I want to see Mortal Kombat X and I want to see Daigo beat Job. Like that's what I want to see. But it'll never happen. Upsets.
So what else we got?
I think that pretty much covers everything we have for today. I mean, let's make an overall prediction. Do you think it's going to be a good Evo? Because historically, it's been kind of half and half, in my opinion.
I think that with Predator being the way he is, just as far as MKX goes, with Predator not being allowed, and with the kind of the current like buffs that a bunch of characters got, and people kind of having, well, I don't know, a couple weeks since then, like your katanas and your kenchis and whatnot. I'm hoping and I'm optimistic that there'll be a more like diverse character list and all this stuff like that. And there won't be anything that just pops up out of nowhere and is just everywhere. So that's good. And overall, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I always like watching that shit. So I'm gonna watch KI. I'll watch some Street Fighter. It's gonna be good.
What are you looking forward to the most? Like, let's take Mortal Kombat out of the picture. What top 8 are you
Okay.
most hyped for?
I'm most hyped for Mortal Kombat.
Well, that's why we took
I
Mortal
am-
Kombat out of the picture.
Okay, so all right, fine. That'd probably be Killer Instinct.
I'm gonna say Marvel.
Um,
I'm gonna say Marvel by far.
I've never been a big Marvel fan.
Here's the thing.
I'm
Yeah, go on. I'll let you.
no, I was gonna say I'm definitely in a minority there, most likely. But like, see, if I could watch like a fucking Third Strike tournament at Evo, I'd watch the shit out of that. But or like a CVS 2 or something like that. But Marvel 3 has just never been that big for me. Marvel in general has never been that big for me. I play all the fucking games, but you know, as far as hype goes, whatever.
I feel like
okay.
right now Marvel is the only game that has modern day gods. Like Mortal Kombat never really had gods in my opinion. Street Fighter 4 is not consistent enough to have gods anymore. I think that game used to have gods, but I feel like just the way with the changes the game has undergone over the last 4 years, I feel like anyone can beat anybody. I don't feel like that's the case with Marvel. I feel like Marvel is the only game that really has distinct gods in it. So that's what's fun for me. Like, honestly, Marvel was my favorite game to watch ever back in like 2011, 2012. Now I can't stand it. Now I cannot bear watching Marvel. It is so boring to me unless it's Justin Wong, maybe depending on who he's playing, Chris G, Filipino champ.
Yeah.
I want to throw Blue Cane River in there, and Jan, and Yipes if he's in there, and maybe PR Balrog, and I guess okay, we'll throw K Brad in there too. But you get what I mean. It's got to be a player
That's
who
a lot
matters.
of dudes there, dude.
Yeah, you know I'm into a lot of dudes. That's how I roll.
All right, that's fine.
That is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
Not really.
they made it. They made it legally cool.
Like if Dominion still played Marvel, that would be sick.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing though. Like that's what makes Marvel hype to me is that it's the player, not the game. Like seeing Jay Wong beat Marvel last year was one of the most hype Evo moments of all time for me. That was just phenomenal. I was so happy to see that. That's where Marvel's hype comes from. There's such player history there, and the level of play is just unbelievable. The conversions those guys are doing, even like the low profile Marvel players are doing incredibly sick stuff. Like unbelievable stuff. You know, and just to rewind a little bit, you know how Viscant also used Wesker as an example for why we can't always trust our early intuition when it comes to balance. I don't think that's fair at all. Because if we're defining a character as a set of properties and tools, then Marvel 3 characters are not characters at all, they're teams. If that's your set of tools, those are your resources. Those are the properties you have to work with. So, yeah, of course we're not going to be able to identify, proper balance in Marvel early on. Of course that's going to take a year. Property sets are not that expensive in Mortal Kombat X, not even close. So, and I think when you take the option selects into consideration for Street Fighter 4, I would say to a lesser extent, even a Street Fighter 4 character is not really a fair comparison to an MKX character, unless, of course, we start finding ridiculous individual option selects with all the MK characters, which may very well happen, but going back to the topic at hand, I love Marvel 3. I'm rooting so hard for Jay Wong. I am so psyched. Well, and I guess after that's going to be Killer Instinct. I'm really hyped for Killer Instinct. If CD Jr. takes it again, that would be a hell of a feat. And he could.
Did he take CEO?
I don't think. I'm not sure. Actually,
I don't remember him winning CEO, but I don't remember who did.
I didn't watch it. I didn't even get a chance to watch it. Like everything I watched of CEO was in the archives because that's how my work schedule works. It is a miracle I got my work off for Friday, Saturday. Well, not Friday. I work Friday, but Saturday and Sunday. It's amazing I got a weekend off. That is almost impossible to do at my job, but I did it because I wanted to watch Evo that badly.
Awesome.
Yeah, no.
I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it mostly live.
Yeah, and that's what's going to make the next episode exciting because I kind of want to do an award show. Most hype match, most hype player, least hype player, best upset. I want to do all that stuff. So yeah, I'll be taking notes. Tom He wins both categories, the least hype and the most hype player. He gets both awards.
And he could do it.
He could do it. No, he could totally.
He could do it. I would not be one bit surprised if that actually happened.
There's been a lot of Tom Brady talk on this episode.
Well, you know what? Tom Brady deserves it.
He's fun. The dude is he's fun to watch. He's fun to listen to.
You know?
I'm a fan of a lot of dudes. I'm a fan of Tom Brady, though.
Yeah.
Big fan of Tom Brady. Probably because he played Sub-Zero and I played Sub-Zero back at MK9. And we both understand the struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in that boat. I played Smoke, so I wasn't even close, dude.
You could move around.
Like, you were in a fucking sailboat. I was in, like, a freighter. Like, it was just...
Oh, God, man. You could, like, not have to be where you are.
Yeah, in Sub-Zero, the shit he had to deal with. Like, never mind the freighter, dude. Cabal players ran a fucking Star Destroyer, man. Like, there was no dealing with that.
That wasn't even a game.
That wasn't even a thing. I'm just legitimately excited for EVO. Like, this is, like, the Super Bowl to me. And, like, I'm not a huge football fan, but, like, when my team is playing, I really enjoy it. EVO's not like that. EVO is like an event. It's like, you know, a preliminary Christmas to me before real Christmas. It's just...
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Even real Christmas is not that great these days. It's a lot of stress. It's really expensive. There's a lot of traveling.
Oh, man. Let's not.
Yeah, let's not break open that can of Christmas.
Let's keep it semi-happy. EVO is upon us. It's gonna be later today. It's gonna be the best thing that's ever happened ever.
But I got it all laid out, man. You know, I got my ranch dip. I got my Doritos. You know.
You got hot dogs.
I'm going to church on Saturday instead of Sunday, so I can watch the top 8. I got it all planned out, man.
Oh man, you're Catholic.
That's right. I am super Catholic. You wouldn't know.
Congratulations.
It's not like a ribbon. Like, I didn't win a spelling bee to become Catholic. Like, it's...
Okay, you're right. How long have you been Catholic?
I'm a cradle Catholic.
That's where the congratulations comes from.
I mean, and
well done.
But really, like, to be honest with you, like, that actually has a lot to do with why I like Mortal Kombat. I love how Mortal Kombat handles mysticism. I think it's really interesting.
Okay. All right, yeah. No, Catholic's definitely the most nerdy of all the branches of Christianity, I have to say.
Let me think about that, because I think you're right, but I'm trying to think if there's an exception.
Is there a more nerdy one? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Catholics are super nerdy. They're pretty
nerdy.
We're the most...
Like, I can't help but, like, look at Catholics and be like, here's a bunch of, like, old white dudes playing D&D, right?
You know, historically, like, if you look at the Catholic philosophers versus, like, the Protestant philosophers, I think the Catholic philosophers are way more swag. Like, we have Descartes, who did live dissections, which is fucked up. I don't condone that, but it was a thing that happened. We have Blaise Pascal, who wrote the Provincial Letters. Shoutouts to the Provincial Letters. That dude was swag as fuck, dude. You see that hair? He looks like AC/DC. It's fucking tight. Like, Pascal, if you cut his hair, he basically is the lead singer of the Scorpions, but that's neither here nor there. We have Desiderius Erasmus, who was good friends with Thomas More, dude. That guy was legit. Like, he was fucking legit, dude.
Yeah, Thomas More is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he's Yeah, Thomas More was pretty tight. Dude, one of my favorite movies, A Man of All Seasons. Or is it A Man for All Seasons? It's one of those two. Good movie. Check it out. Won an Oscar. Well, I mean, and the reason why I know this shit, because this is my background. I got a degree in philosophy, so I went over all this shit, dude.
I'm right there with you. I used to be, but no, not Catholic. I was never Catholic. But I was on the other side. But I fell off the wagon.
Well, there's some fun... Yeah, go on.
Well, you know, some people might call it falling off the wagon. I just call it changing my mind. But and that's why I gave you the medal, because I couldn't hold on for that for my 28 years, let alone what you've got.
Well, I don't remember who said it, but I think it may have been Woody Allen or another actor, but Catholicism and Judaism are like the only two religions you can be without believing or practicing. Like, that is what I've been told. It's more of a belt than it is a religion, to be honest with you. You know, it's sort of like, I mean, granted, this has changed, and I don't think this has changed with Judaism much, but it's changed a lot with Catholicism, because Judaism really is considered, I believe, an ethnicity, right? Catholicism, totally not. Definitely not. But it is a culture, though. I think there is a Catholic culture that, now, granted, that's watering down over the years in a way that I think it's not for, I think, other cultures. I'm not smart enough to have this conversation, but...
Well, you know, who is, though? This is a conversation about religion. It's what we feel, sort of, maybe, I don't know.
There's some cool secular philosophers. I mean, you don't really have a choice when you go into a philosophy program. You have to learn everything, so... I've always been a big Hume fan. I think Hume's pretty tight. I really like his stuff on the uniformity of the universe. I thought that was a really good piece. I like Mill quite a bit too, John Stuart Mill. I don't like it. It's funny because I hate utilitarianism, despise it. But Mill was very interesting to me. I thought he was pretty tight.
I do hope someone out there listening is right there with you.
Yeah, well, I think Mill has a good chance at top 8 Evo. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like Catholicism gets patched way more than Judaism.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of patches, dude. Wait, all the patches were kind of post 19th century, so. But you know,
yeah,
it's interesting.
You got to keep it fresh, though.
But like, we have a system for that, and there's been patches throughout like the 2 millenniums. I mean, they're not uncommon, but there's always a distinguishing line between doctrine versus dogma. Dogma doesn't change, but doctrine, like Limbo's a good example. Limbo kind of went down the shitter like 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it got nerfed.
And the only reason Limbo was ever a doctrine is because of a hypothesis of a saint I can't quite remember right now. But when people were trying to do salvation theory regarding that was kind of fits in with the doctrine of baptism, but also the sort of salvation we have with theory we have with Scripture. That was the hypothesis we came up with, and it kind of sucked. But yeah, that's down the shitter now. No one really believes in Limbo anymore. Most people don't, except for maybe the most conservative priests.
I believe in it if it's works in good fiction. If you're gonna write a superhero and you need Limbo for a plot device, okay, with that.
Yeah, that could be tight. You know what philosopher I don't like?
Sonic Fox.
You're close.
Who's that?
Hobbes. I'm not a big fan of Hobbes. Not too fond of the Hobbes.
I respect that. That's fine.
Hobbes on blast. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Yeah, me too. Hope you guys enjoyed the PrEVO episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the Warrior Shrine Religious Theology Minute. That's gonna be that's gonna be a thing. We're gonna bring that back. You know what? Comment if you guys like it. You 109 listeners. If you like it, we'll do it. Why not? I don't care. Who gives a fuck?
We'll do what? I don't know what we're doing.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it if they want us to.
The ranch dip, the Catholic minute. What are we doing?
We're gonna do the hot dog pizza.
Oh no, let's not.
Yep.
Let's.
Yep.
So many
We're gonna
calories,
do that,
man. Sodium level.
and we're gonna go to mass. Can you eat that pizza at mass, or is that frowned upon?
Like physically, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, would you not recommend it because you're not a fan of that food, or because you shouldn't do that?
Most definitely both. Like I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's a foul on both levels. Like there's no place you should be eating that shit. There's no good place to eat hot dog pizza.
This is where I get in trouble. This is probably why we should wrap it up, because I ask questions out of genuine curiosity, and sometimes people don't like that.
No, dude, I'm an extremely hard person to offend. But you came pretty damn close with the hot dog pizza. Like, never mind mass, dude. Hot dog pizza is just a bad idea.
I am gonna try it just because of this, and I will report back as soon as we do that on this very podcast. How it goes.
On the scale, it's like, in terms of bad ideas, it's like splitting the atom and then the hot dog pizza. It's that fucking bad, dude.
Okay, what's worse? Like,
what's worse than the hot dog pizza?
Why? No, hold on. Why is splitting the atom bad?
Well, nuclear bombs, bro.
All right, well, yeah, but we also learned.
Did you not play Metal Gear? You know what happens, man. You know how the story ends.
I know what happens in Metal Gear without it playing it. It's pretty cool, actually.
It's a good game. I recommend it. It's a good series.
I've heard. Yeah. What's worse? What made you feel the most negative? Was it me talking about the pizza with the hot dogs in the crust, or was it the combat pack when you first heard it?
I gotta go with the hot dogs, bro. I'm sorry.
It's a wrong fucking answer. You fucking Jesus Christ.
I actually wasn't that offended by the combat pack, to be honest.
No, but you had to eat the combat pack. You had to. You had no choice.
That is true. There is a
You could just say no to the fucking pizza.
There was a viable alternative to the pizza.
God damn it, man! I thought more of you.
Like, Tremor's actually looking pretty good right now. Tremor's not looking that bad.
He is. He's not looking bad at all. That's not the point. Everyone was mad salty whenever it was announced. I was too. You saw my fucking video. Everyone saw my
Dude,
fucking
I love
video.
that video. That video was hilarious. I was actually more salty about Predator, to be honest with you.
Predator's fine. I'm just salty because there's 2 guests in the pack, but we've been over that ad nauseum.
Yeah, and Fujin, I mean, come on.
No, we're not going to talk about Fujin. That's
It's
it's
almost a Warrior Shrine tradition at this point to talk about how bad it was.
That's right. That's our closing segment. We're going to, Fujin at the very end, but right before that is our religious philosophy minute.
Pretty swag.
It's a thing. All right, guys, get at us. I don't know how much you guys do that because I don't check the video as often as I should, but do it. Say something about the video. I like that.
I like it too. If you give us a thumbs down, that's cool. We respect your opinion and your ability. Please tell us why.
You know,
Please.
Thumbs are good. Thumbs are good. I care more about comments, though.
We couldn't do things without thumbs. We really couldn't. Comments are gold. Thumbs are just kind of not.
Well, I mean, thumbs are essential for humans, but let's not go down that road. It's what separates us from everything. Okay, fine. And or souls, but we can't talk about that. We're out of the religious minute now. Okay. We're actually going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening to the PrEVO episode. We will be back with the wrap-up episode, naturally. Like, who didn't see that coming, right? It just makes sense.
It does.
Which means it won't happen because of Fujin.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Take care. Yeah, I was talking about Mortal Kombat 9 and then everything went black.
That seems to be the way that game ended, yeah.